Most people think survival is about strength. It's not. It's about what you remembered before everything went wrong. In the wild, the smallest item in your pack can mean the difference between life and death. Every decision, every piece of gear, every lesson you've learned, these are your real tools. Out here, the line between comfort and catastrophe is razor thin. Today, I'll show you the 7 essentials you simply can't afford to leave behind. Let's get into it. The first thing you realize when you're stranded is how quickly your hands become useless. Try cutting through a branch or rope without a knife and you'll feel helpless. The knife is more than a blade, it's your control over chaos. In the wild, having a knife means shelter, firewood, and survival. Without it, every task is 10 times harder. Every survival story starts with a knife, sharp, sturdy, reliable. Out here, that edge is your lifeline. Don't leave it behind. The sun drops fast, and with it, the temperature plummets. In the wilderness, dusk isn't just a beautiful moment, it's a warning. As the last rays of sunlight slip behind the trees, you can feel the chill creeping in, seeping through your clothes and settling into your bones. 1 minute you're sweating under the afternoon sun, peeling off layers to stay cool. The next, the air turns sharp and cold, and you're shivering, scrambling to put those layers back on. The wilderness doesn't wait for you to adjust. It changes in an instant. Without a fire starter, the wild becomes a place of dread. You dig through your pack, hoping you didn't forget it. Your hands are already stiff, your breath visible in the air. The realization hits. You're alone, and the cold is closing in. You try rubbing sticks together, desperate for a spark. But your hands are numb, clumsy, and nothing catches. Each failed attempt drains your energy and hope, while the cold only grows more intense. Fire isn't just warmth. It's safety, light, and the power to purify water and cook food. It's the difference between comfort and misery, between surviving the night and risking hypothermia. A campfire becomes your anchor, a beacon in the darkness. Without it, the night stretches on forever. Every sound in the darkness feels like a threat, and the cold gnaws at your resolve. The forest, once inviting, now feels hostile and endless. Fire is one of the oldest tools of survival, a skill passed down through generations. Without a reliable way to start it, you're gambling with your life, relying on luck instead of preparation. Each failed attempt chips away at your confidence. Doubt creeps in, and frustration mounts. The cold feels even colder when hope starts to fade. In the wild, fire is life. Its warmth is a shield, its light a comfort, and its crackle a reminder that you're still in control. Never forget your fire starter. It's a small tool, but it can mean the difference between a long, cold night and a safe, warm haven. Out here, it's your only guarantee against the cold, a lifeline when the wilderness turns unforgiving. You find water, a stream, a puddle, but you don't know what's in it. One wrong sip, and you could be making yourself weaker. The wild is full of unseen dangers. A water filter or purification tablets don't take up much space, but their absence is felt with every dry swallow. You try to improvise, but every extra step takes energy you don't have. Drinking untreated water is a gamble with deadly odds. Always carry a way to purify it. Out here, a single sip can decide everything. Yeah, the world looks different when you're lost. You pick a direction, convinced it feels right, but hours later, you're back where you started. Without a map, compass, or GPS, the wild is a maze. Every direction looks the same and doubt creeps in. Every survival guide says, don't move unless you know where you're going. Navigation isn't about bravado, it's about precision. A simple compass and map weigh almost nothing, but without them the price is fear and wasted time. Always pack your way home. You're making your way through the wild, focused on the path ahead, when suddenly you scrape your hand on a sharp rock. It's a moment that barely registers. A sting, a flash of pain, and then it's over. At first glance, it's just a small cut, something you'd usually ignore back home. But out here, in the unforgiving outdoors, Even the tiniest wound can change everything. The wilderness doesn't care how minor your injury seems. With every movement, you're reminded of the pain. Suddenly, what was once a simple task, tying a knot, gathering firewood, or even just gripping your gear, becomes a challenge. Dirt and bacteria find their way into the wound, and infection can set in faster than you think. Swelling, redness, and throbbing pain follow, making every step and every action twice as hard as before. Without proper first aid supplies, you're forced to improvise, maybe tearing a strip from your shirt or using whatever you can find to cover the cut. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. That's why carrying a simple first aid kit is so important. It might seem like extra weight, but in a survival situation, it can be the difference between a minor inconvenience and a life-threatening problem. Even something as small as a blister can slow you down, sap your energy, and put your entire journey at risk. Out here, mobility is everything. If you can't move, you can't survive. First aid isn't just about treating big injuries. It's about stopping the little things before they become monsters. In the wild, being prepared for the smallest wound can make all the difference. Always be ready. You decide to build a shelter, but without cordage, nothing stays together. The wind picks up, and your shelter collapses around you. Cordage is the unsung hero of the wild. It binds, secures, and makes your shelter, traps, and gear possible. Without it, you're forced to improvise with weak, unreliable materials. The time and energy spent rebuilding could be spent resting or finding food. Cordage is lightweight, but its uses are endless. Never forget your cordage. In the wild, it's the difference between order and chaos. The sun sinks, and suddenly the world is black. You fumble for a flashlight or headlamp, but your pack is empty. Without light, the wild becomes a different place. Every step is a risk. Tasks you took for granted become impossible. A simple headlamp, spare batteries, even a glow stick, they weigh nothing but mean everything. Light gives you confidence and keeps the fear at bay. Never forget your light. In the wild, the night is always closer than you think. Survival isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. Out here, it's about making the right choices before you run out of options. The wilderness doesn't care how tough you are. It only cares how prepared you are when things go wrong. Preparation is everything. Before you step into the unknown, you need to make sure you have the right tools, the right mindset, and the right knowledge. Because when you're miles from help, every second counts and every decision matters. Every item on this list might seem small or insignificant at first glance, but in the wild, each one can mean the difference between making it home or not. These aren't just objects. They're your lifelines, your backup plans, your safety nets. The essentials aren't just gear, they're a mindset. A knife gives you control over your environment. Fire brings warmth and safety. Water keeps you alive. Navigation tools keep you on course. First aid heals wounds. Cordage builds shelter, and light pushes back the darkness. Each one has a purpose, and together they form your survival foundation. These are the things you need to remember, not just for comfort, but for survival. Forgetting even one could put you at risk. Out here, there's no room for mistakes and no one to bail you out if you slip up. The wild rewards those who respect it and punishes those who don't. Nature is beautiful, but it's also unforgiving. It demands your attention, your respect, and your preparation. Out here, the prepared survive. The ones who plan ahead, who think through every scenario, and who never underestimate the power of nature, they're the ones who make it back. I'm Jennifer, and these are the essentials you never want to forget. Trust me, when you're out here, being ready isn't just smart, it's everything.